Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'll be talking about continuous statements and while loops and for loops in a Java programming language. In the past, I've developed some videos on the break statements in both these loops, and I'm just following up. This is part two. If you missed part one, go ahead and check out the playlist, um, and you'll run into the break statement video on and using while loops and for loops. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this while loop. I started this class called continue while loop. I have my main method here, and we're gonna go ahead and initialize a variable. Let's call this number one, and assign it to value number one. Okay. I said initialize, but this is int data type, and we are initializing. Okay. And we're gonna go ahead and create our while loop with the number one variable inside this condition, which will be less than 11. So as long as we're less than 11, this while loop will continue. Then we have the if statement in there. So our number one variable, if this is equal to 5, we're gonna go ahead, print out system out, print line, midpoint at plus the variable. Okay. And we're also going to increment our variable by 1, and we're going to continue. Okay, so if we went into number 5, we're going to print out we're at midpoint, and we're going to continue incrementing, and we're going to continue this while loop. Okay, and now outside of this condition, we're going to go ahead and print out the variable, starting with the variable string and the variable number 1. Okay, and we're going to increment over here as well. Number 1, boom. Because if we're going through this while loop, any number that's below 1, we want to continue increasing, right? We're going to continue increasing over here. We're going to continue printing out over here. If we hit the number 5, that's when we execute what's in here. Okay? And then finally, just to signal when we enter the, well, visualize when we leave the while loop. Here we're going to go ahead and say we are out of the while loop. Okay, and we'll close that up. Okay, now let's go ahead and run this. As you saw, so we initialized number 1, we continued on, so we hit the number 5, and after that we continue on, so we hit the number 11. When we hit the number 11, which no longer fit this condition, we went ahead and exit out the while loop. So what happened was, the minute we hit the number 11 here, we never entered this, and we printed out. We never printed out this. And the moment we hit number 5, we went ahead and executed this. Sorry, we never executed these two. So the minute we hit number 5, we essentially, so the minute we hit number 5 and fit this condition up here on line 6, we went ahead and skipped everything else that was in the while loop and started back at the top of the while loop, starting with the next iteration. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the for loop, and we're going to go ahead, start this for loop over here, for loop, and initialize. We're going to call this number 2. Okay, and as long as number 2 is less than 11, we'll go ahead and update with incrementation number 2. And inside here, we're gonna start off with our statement, if statement. And if this number is equal to 5, we're gonna go ahead and print out our midpoint at and the variable number 2. Okay, and we're going to continue. Here's our continue statement. Now out here, just to visualize what's going on, we're going to go ahead and print out the variable string plus the variable itself. Okay, and then we're gonna out here print out, let's just copy this, print out when we get out the for loop. We are out of the for loop. Okay, cool. So I didn't include my incrementing operator here, but then everything else looks good. So in here, we're gonna continue going. Let's actually initialize at 0. See what's going on, and then we're gonna continue iterating through the numbers as long as they're less than 11. But when we hit the condition 5, we're gonna go ahead and print this out. Okay, let's see how that works. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, midpoint at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we are out of the for loop. Cool. Hope that made sense. If not, feel free to check my blog on this, breaking continuous statements. As I mentioned earlier, we have a while loop. I have a while loop video. I have a break statement video on while loops and for loops with code and with a GitHub link that includes code for every single example. So check this out. I'll go ahead and post this down below the video. If you like, subscribe and stay tuned for more videos to come. Thanks for watching. See you soon.